So twaza poemu.
Born a baby by my parents. My mom and dad dance all the tunes. Congratulations cover the world, for a new soul has been brought to the world. The soul is me, a girl, fighting for my future. Rising from the dust, started hiking around. All eyes on a lonely soul with different dreams at once. Rising from the dust, started hiking around. All eyes on a lonely soul with different dreams at once. Beautiful, behold me unique. Parents, forget that I'm a soul born in universe.
You're a guy. Origin.
When my hate, my size betray me. My beauty, my smile, roses across in my juvenile age. My God-given breast stand tiny in the air. My land, my mouth, start counting cows, not giving me a chance to defend myself. Like a sheep being taken to be slaughtered. Seriously?
Then you start a reason. Why are you testing me? From my home, my young brother is going to school. I remaining at home welcoming strangers, only in the name culture. Surely, is a culture an excuse for others? My dreams of being an important lady be shut down just because of an old man with gout. My dad, my mom, tell me as if I'm a shirt for which someone wears and leaves it to be a rag. No, no. Stop crippling me with evil of our marriage. The torture, first confession, first marriage, and the torture that cannot be healed.
Living on the mountains, stranded on their self. We are tired and fed up, but haven't lost our nerve. We disagree with this. We embrace gender equality. In Mind Stadium, you cannot ignore a woman. The contribution in building the nation is the same. Remember, gone are the days to be born a girl was a curse. Yes, a curse. Nobody recognized her. When decisions were made, a word from her was nonsense. The kitchen, her office, a woman as if born to toil and suffer. The only thank you was misery and lifetime injuries. What? You need to give us education, to be of the use to the nation. Since we found the bulk in terms of numbers, in us we rise potential to set and vote the nation. Our skills will break redundancy, our strength will break the bond. We will fight poverty as one grows free, as our homes will win the game. Empower our girls until the end. A child cannot be a mother to a child. For learning she stops, a mother she becomes. Rest of the skills are raised to rest. Raising the number of those skillless, the people skillless, the nation so skillless, so poor. Dear parents, women of Someone else will hire you to develop theirs. There are more than one way to be educated.
This sound is better.
Where is hearing, that's where we go. Yes. Knowledge by hand and mind makes encourage. To reduce the mismatch of jobs for workers. Self-employment to bring an end at employment. Creativity and innovation are the greatest human assets we have. We need to develop them. Fellow citizens, young and old, in one voice, loud and clear, for everyone to hear. Let's all rise and embrace anti-marriage, anti-pregnancy, and all violence against a girl child with a red card to make our world a better place. Educate me, educate the nation. Obtain and come and go when it takes for God and Americans.
Thank you, Batero Mungaro, Mondere Batero Mungaro. Our guest of honor, today is a very important day, but I wanted to first of all introduce the theme again so that we understand why we're here today. Today, at an international level, the theme is invest in our girls' rights, our leadership, our well-being. Again, I repeat, invest in the girls' rights, our leadership, our well-being. Naza kuchito muri nyankwere nimuza kunsasa nikigira ngu okuta obugabe bw'abaishiki omukora nibwo bwebembezi nibwo kubaho kwitu nyaburamwe omwana w'omwishiki twine kumwetaho nk'abazaire na ninyenda ngu babine testimonies ezibakuza kuhereza eriizooba konka batakagire kubahereza testimonies bantu benda ngu bagire ouba introducinga nk'obwo omwe wakwatiireho abari aho abakuza kuhereza testimony. So ninza kushaba ko MC wanje taking over from me. Thank you very much.
So much my co-MC. Abantu abo twine abantu nka babiri ninga bashatu twine ekitongore kya KYD kandi twine abantu nk'abandi. So ashahidi ninza kweta former RDC Ruth Kashaka atereze aha testimony then KYD then we
you are struggling with life.
I know. You have to do so. Yeah, igiyitu.
Iyo kodi. Uragira wari atari
bakabaki. Chugunaza.
Speech is written, but it is not necessary.
Not necessary at all.
Good afternoon, everyone. Living God.
No one can show them.
Minister of Ethics and Integrity, Honorable Kiruhura, Rose.
During COVID time,
The leadership of the district of Kiruhura, the director of Ethics and Integrity,
what is coming?
all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen.
Problem is you have.
Honorable Minister, my name is Asabit Kashaka Ruth.
Also being a minister.
As a mother of 4 girls myself, and one who has had the privilege of being in various positions of leadership in this Uganda, I am passionate about the subject of the education of the girl child, and mostly the fight against early marriages.
I think that is a problem.
I am therefore glad to have been given a chance to share on the same in your presence, Honorable Minister. In addition to that, I am so happy that the minister we have here is a lady. Thank you very much for joining us in the fight. I'm a retired resident district commissioner, and during my tenure as an RDC,
I worked in Gomba district and then Kazo district. Those two districts are both in the Kato corridor. Why do I mention the Kato corridor? The communities in the Kato corridor, like you've heard from the poems and the songs, have in common the weakness of treasuring cows more than a girl child. You are Honorable Minister. I am used to your excellence that I had planned for. I stand here to let everyone listening to know how deep this habit is entrenched in these communities, and also to suggest solutions that can help the leadership and every member of the community to eradicate this evil. With this, I appeal to all of you here, leaders, the community, mwena abantu ba Kiruhura na Kazo, mwena abantu abaretwa ha offices zanyu, tuisha kubeshengereza ngo mujoininge orutaro rwo kurwanisa kwingira abana baitu bakiri bato. Abana babeshiki bakaferwa kushoma no kugumizana. Nicyo tuisha kubetera mutwere kurwanisa kwiha abana babeshiki mu mashomero bakaceka bo kutsigara mu maka bakaguma batari kwihayo ebiconco byabo nke bimwareba abana ni bareta. Honorable Minister, in these communities, a girl can be married off for 14 cows at the highest and 5 at the lowest. I want to let you know, Honorable Minister, that this is a very good push-up for a parent who otherwise sees a girl child as a potential loss if not dealt away with. If we do not deal away with the girl in time, we look at her as a potential loss. Because like the girl they've shown you, Honorable Minister, if she gets pregnant, that's a loss according to the cultures here. That's a loss. It's not like she has added life onto the world. No, it's a loss. She has given birth and no one will marry her and pay many cows. So here they do get rid of them just in time, and that time is as early as possible, even if it means 12 years. If you can get a man who accepts to take her, you just push her out. During my service, I was at the forefront of the fight against early marriages and school dropout of the girl child. I rescued 4 girls. One was a primary 5 student, only aged 14 years. And the mother had divorced, so that was reason enough to just get cows out of the girl and just dump her. The second was a primary 6 student, aged 16 years. You remember that was after COVID. So they had spent 2 years at home, and they normally start a bit late when they are a bit old. So she was 16, but in P6, and she was being married off. Why? Because she was staying with a stepfather who was educating his own children with that same woman, but getting rid of the stepdaughter, and the mother had complied to save her marriage. Like they've said in their arrestation, that parents have to save their marriages and just send away the girl. Today, Honorable Minister, I'm privileged to have one of the 4. Her name's Kabazarwe Jovia. Kabazarwe Jovia, can you please come? Kabazarwe Jovia is one of the examples of the children I saved from getting married. This one I came with because her story really explains in full what we go through to save them and what they go through to live. Jovia Kabazarwe was in S1 when COVID came in, and she sat home for 2 years. And now when she was going to start, her husband came with 14 cows, and they were already in her father's. And I request you that today you'll be firm. Because when she cries, I rescued Jovia with the help of Ministry of Ethics, of Ministry of Labor and Gender. Now, here is Jovia. She's in Universal High School, Chisasi. I will read her story as I go on. In her case, after having her education delayed by COVID for 2 years, the parents decided to marry her off. Jovia stands out for having searched for the RDC's number and called me on a borrowed phone. This is what she said, and I quote, "RDC, And you, a parent, please help me out of this as you'd have done for your own child. Ekintu kugamba abazaire bari aha omwana ogwo kitwamureetera aho ekyari kukiza abandi akatiiza esimu yayirondera enamba yange yanterera yambuza ati RDC iwe tori muzaire nyiho muri eki nk'oku wakwihiremu omwana wawe owozaire kandi nanabagambire ngu nyowe nkazaara abaana bana kandi boona nabeshi nahabwa ekyo kikankwataho. Honorable Minister, I'm a mother of 4 girls, and that's all. So this really touched me. So I say this I did. Our chief guest, allow me share what it takes to rescue a girl child, and thereafter I will present some suggestions on how to fight on and stop this evil. Rescuing her meant taking her out of her parents' home. That is how we had to rescue her. We had to carry her out, which in turn necessitated getting her an alternative home. But in this, I called the ministry. They helped me. They came with police and picked her out, but they had no home for her. So the onus was on me. But I thank the Lord that he put away where there was no way. The Ministry of Labor helped to put her out of the home, but had no alternative home. This was time for first term after COVID-19, and she had to get a school immediately, but the ministry had not prepared any for her. So those are the challenges we find. You are touched in your office, you have tried, you have done what you can do, but now, what next? She has no home, she has no school, and you have to make sure she gets that. She needed school fees and requirements, which the ministry was not in position to provide. That is another hurdle. This hurry put the onus on me to make sure Jovia lives and goes back to school like any other student. And I am glad that in the name of Jesus Christ, Jovia is here. She lives. She has a home, and she has school fees and school requirements, and she's living like she would have lived. But now see what came next. Before the end of the first term, I was retired. And so I no longer had authority over her. That's another hurdle. At the end of the term, I got a call from her school asking for who would pick her for holidays. Now, Jovia totally had no one to pick her from school for holidays. So the owners again came to me. I had to get a car, go and pick Jovia and take her to my home. All that is not in the letter, but what I did, I changed because, you know, when you get a microphone, you say it all. There was a problem with the probation officer, Kazo. So I had to request probation officer Mbarara to take over. And I took her out of the Kazo probation, took her to Mbarara probation, got a temporary document for being her foster parent until I got a home for her. This brings us, that Hore put the onus on me to make sure Jovia lives and goes back to school like any other student. Before, At the end of the time that I got that call, but now, Honorable Minister, this brings us to the unfilled gaps that have always made it impossible to rescue such girl child from early marriage. Allow me, Chief Guest, to share with you the individuals who joined me in helping to make a difference in this girl's life. The director, Destiny Secondary School, Mr. Kanjiri. He might not have been able to come, but that was a new secondary school in Kazo, and they allowed to educate her, and I just buy school requirements and her personal requirements. So the first 2 terms she was in Destiny Secondary School. The staff of Transcultural Psychological Organization, normally referred to as TPO. That one, Ivan Ruanga, was recently attacked by a mob of thieves, and he could not make it here. But he's the one who helped me, because the non-government organizations have a clearer policy that we can easily get. So that is one of the hurdles I wanted to let the government know, that we have to put a process on how to rescue a girl, because TPO would give me a vehicle, would help me coordinate, pick her, take her whenever she needed to go anywhere. The last, but in no way least, is Madame Robina of Set Her Free, the home where she now stays. Madame Robina, you can wait for the minister to know you. That lady has a home in Kampala. She's a born-again Christian like me, and when they gave me 3 homes to choose from, I chose the home of the born-again Christian, and that is Madame Robina. She now takes full care of Jovia because my document was temporary. I could not stay with her any longer. I had to hand her over to a home. Madame Robina picks her from school, takes her for holidays. Now on Independence Day, she had to pick her, take her home, so that she feels that she has a home like any other student. Thank you so much, Madame Robina, and the whole of Set Her Free family. You have done a great job. Jovia is now in senior 3 at Universal High School, Chisasi. I and Robina still pay for her, visit her at school, and buy her personal and school requirements. My suggestion is that if the Ministry of Labor and Gender could be equipped or funded to fully care for the girl child in such circumstances, or to make sure the parents pay for their child like they would have done initially. Jovia's father is a retired civil servant. He is not a pauper. So why doesn't government take it upon itself? Secondly, I suggest that there should be an appointed person for counseling. Jovia needs counseling. Whenever we talk about her history, she breaks down, and that shows me that she has not healed. Today they wanted her to say something. I think I will only allow her to say her names and maybe thank whoever she wants to thank, but she easily breaks down. So we need a counselor that can take up such a child. Jovia, I ask you to be firm and greet the people and thank those that have helped you.
The ministry, Prime Minister, RDCs, members of Parliament, I salute you all. My name is Kabazari Jovia Matsko. I'm in senior 3. I started from Universal High School, Chisasi. I take this opportunity to thank my mom, my helper, Madame Ruth. I also want to thank my mom, Madame Robin, and all helpers that help them. I want to take this opportunity to tell the parents about the early marriages. I know what it means. Parents, like, I'm going to use 2 languages. Let's say abanyankore, I think all of us are here to ente. Let's say ente yazara mbanza kujikama mu mhondo agamate tumukuzaganya numuza kugihereza obwire ebihereza amata gumurukwenda mbwena abazaire muhereza abana banyu obwire babihereza ekibakuza kuhereza ekirungi.